Thank you, Mr. Chairman, since I have to do this. See if I can do, in realizing 5 minutes here, 3 quick questions and quick answers, I hope. Mr. Kitchen mentioned global talent, and we have an advantage. But we also have immigration issues here that's hindering that talent. Indeed, should we change some of the immigration barriers that exist to get that global talent here to the U.S., make sure we're not losing that talent to other countries?
So immigration policy is outside of my area of expertise. What I would say is that maintaining our access and continuing to be the preferred home of global talent will be essential for national security.
Okay. This question deals with the procurement issue that the doctor mentioned. If you could, it's fragmented, Department of Defense. Can you give this committee, as a follow-up, some suggestions on procurement changes just within the area of AI? Is that something that could be carved out? Because this is an area of great significance, and you mentioned that, and I agree, it's a major, major problem. It's a problem generally, but can we do something specifically with that you could suggest to this committee?
So one area that we can think about, and I have to emphasize that military is not my area of expertise, but one area that I can bring from the business perspective, because on the business side, we also go through procurement cycles through proof of value or proof of concept. So one of the challenges that we also see over there is the long process of evaluation, which if we have standard procedure in place, it would, these type of processes, these type of evaluations, as long as they're standardized, it can go much faster.
Yeah, thank you. Mr. Wang, you're familiar, though, on the military side. Can you follow up on that?
Yeah, I think there have been immense strides in building fast procurement methods for the Department of Defense. Notably, the CDAO, the Chief Digital and AI Office, has set up a trade-wins program, which is one of the fastest procurement methods for new technologies, new and innovative technologies in the DoD. DIU, as an organization, has also been actively partnering with many innovative tech companies in bringing their technologies into the DoD. And so there are current programs that I think we can double down on. Both of these instances that I mentioned at the CDAO and at DIU are working, and I think what we need to look towards in the next era of AI is doubling down on some of these fast procurement methods and ensure that we continue innovating quickly.
Is that something that you could follow up with the committee and provide that kind of information, how it could be tailored or double down, as you said, more efficiently? Something we could exchange with the military.
Of course.
Great. Thank you. Then, just an overview. I think Mr. Wang, if it might be the proper person, but the others can comment in the 2 minutes I have left. Mr. Wang mentioned that we have a data advantage in the U.S., but we're not capturing all that data. But I think inherently in our democracy with privacy right protections, we're at a disadvantage in terms of how Chinese operate themselves. And it can't just be broken down into information, military and otherwise. All that information is valuable that they gathered. Is there an area where, because of our privacy protections, which is something we shouldn't change in our country, where we might be in an inherent disadvantage with China?
So I actually look at our democratic values as an advantage when it comes to artificial intelligence. If you zoom in on the realm of large language models, this is an area where in the United States we've clearly raced ahead and we've invented much of the technologies. And if you compare that to the current, what we know of how China views this technology, they are likely going to squash a lot of the technology because it's impossible to censor. Anyone can use ChatGPT and notice that, ChatGPT can say all sorts of different things. In the United States, we have protection of free speech, and so we will continue innovating when it comes to large language models. In China, they view that as a risk to their socialist values. They recently came out with regulations that say that their AI technology has to adhere to socialist values, and so
it's interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
And I'm glad I asked that question, and I never looked at that aspect of the answer. Lastly, quickly with 30 seconds to go. Vladimir Putin has said whoever controls AI has a huge advantage. But look at Russia right now. Is it fair to say that they are way behind? Is it fair to say that their involvement in Ukraine and what it's doing to the economy and the sanctions are having an effect? Yes or no? Just in 14 seconds.
Yes, I think there's good reason to suspect that the Russian AI capability, while they may have some basic research, in terms of applied deployment, is minimal.
Great. I thank the ranking member for switching his time so I could go to another hearing. Thank you.
Dr.
I yield back.
Dr. McCormick.